What's up folks, I'm John with Keto Dudes, and in this video, I'm gonna tell you about 7 ways to know if you are fat adapted. All right, let's roll. What's going on? My name is John from Keto Dudes, and welcome to another video. If this is your first time here and want to learn and keep up to date on all things keto, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. Okay, getting on to the 7 ways to know if you're fully keto adapted. All right, starting with number 1, increased weight loss. Now, if you've maybe just started keto, you'll notice that you lose a few pounds right away. And what that is water weight. Because when you're eating a lot of carbs, you typically hold a lot of water. So when you start doing keto and really get into fat burning, a lot of that water comes off. But in addition to losing the water weight, once you become more fat adapted and consume more fat, your insulin levels will lower, thus not storing fat, since insulin is the fat storage hormone. And this is one of the reasons that many people have turned to the keto diet to lose weight. All right, coming in at number 2, decreased hunger and cravings between meals. Ghrelin, the main hunger hormone, actually decreases once you get into a ketosis state. So when ghrelin decreases, it decreases your hunger and makes you want to eat less. So when ghrelin decreases, it makes you want to eat less and in turn also snack less. Now, the fat adaptation may take a little time. It may take a few weeks or maybe even a couple months, but I promise you can get through the hump. I can tell you for myself, I don't eat all morning. Sometimes I have lunch and sometimes I push it all the way to dinner, and I'll only have coffee here and there, and I don't need a snack at all. And if I do have a day where I do feel that I'm getting hungry early, I'll just eat a meal and maybe that'll be my lunch. And a lot of times I won't even want dinner. Okay, number 3, you are satiated with much less food. Now you might be wondering why that is. And the reason is fat is more nutrient dense than carbohydrates. Fat contains 9 calories per gram, whereas carbohydrates contain 4 calories per gram. And in addition, fat has fat-soluble vitamins, such as A, D, E, and K. And it makes sense that when you get these vitamins and along with the higher calorie content, you become satiated more quickly. You know, and what's pretty cool is you get to a point where you stop caring so much about food. Everyone is so obsessed with food. And I understand there's tons of delicious food in restaurants everywhere you go. But once you free up this obsession with having to eat all the time, then you can do other things. You can work on other projects. You can make a YouTube video. You can do whatever you want. Okay, number 4, your carb cravings decrease. Now, if you've tried keto before, then I'm sure you're familiar, as am I, with carb cravings. They are definitely real. We're all addicted to carb, but I promise you they will subside and you will get through it. And on the other side, it's very empowering. Now, when you are fat adapted, believe it or not, you will be able to resist the carbs. For instance, myself, I cook my kids breakfast every morning and it's not a problem at all. I even let them have sweets every once in a while, and I definitely can resist the delicious, delicious sweets. You know, and it's pretty interesting. You get to a point where you're looking around and watching what everyone else is eating. And you're not judgmental, but you're sitting back in kind of a different world. Everyone's in carb world, but you are able to be calm, collected, and confident in what you want to do and what you want to eat. And I think it creates actually a really useful discipline to have in your life. Okay, number 5 is heightened mental acuity or mental clarity. So your body seems to run better on ketones. Ketones were actually first used to treat children with epilepsy, and it definitely worked. They found that ketones are neuroprotective, which means they protect the nerve cells in your body. So when you're on a high-fat diet and fat adapted, your brain health actually increases. So some of the benefits you can experience are reduced brain fog, clarity, focus, improved cognition, improved attention. and actually increased feelings of well-being, so an antidepressant. Now, using myself as an example, I had severe brain fog. I would wake up every day and just not understand why I felt so crappy. My attention span was horrible. I was really struggling with work. And what keto did for me is a complete turnaround. I used to think it was the coffee bothering me, but I realized, no, it's not. It was the carbohydrates. And now I'm steady and my energy stays consistent and my brain power stays consistent. And I can sit down and concentrate on a task and get it done. Okay, number 6, increased and consistent energy. So I just touched on this a little bit, but I want to expand here. High carb diets just make you tired. You go up and down, you get a big rush, and then you crash. Everyone's familiar with having to take a nap after a big meal loaded with carbs. So if you're looking to have a more level energy and a consistent supply of energy, then being fat adapted is the way to go. All right, finally, number 7, and one of my favorite, better sleep. One amazing sign that you are fat adapted is getting better sleep. Not only getting better sleep, but waking up easier, okay? I used to have the worst trouble waking up, could barely get out of bed. When I did get out of bed, I felt like total garbage, brain fogged to hell, and it was just horrible. Now, I hear my alarm clock, I wake right up, and I'm out of bed, and I feel clear as day. And as we all know, if you sleep well, it can pretty much ruin your day. I mean, when the start of your day is so nasty and you don't feel like you can do anything without getting a cup of coffee, I mean, that's not a good way to live. When I wake up, I drink coffee every day, but when I wake up, I don't get up and go, oh my gosh, I can't do anything until I have my first cup of coffee. No, I wake up, I do a bunch of stuff, and honestly, I don't have coffee for about a half an hour or an hour, and I'm fine. All right, folks, since you stuck around this long, I'm gonna go over some extra benefits of being fat adapted. First, you can explore your carb edge. So you can experiment with how many carbs feels good to you. Do you feel good on 100 carbs? 50 carbs? 0 carbs? Do you want to go carnivore? It just depends how you feel, but you can play around with that and basically create a custom diet that makes you feel the best. Okay, next, you can cycle in and out of ketosis much more easily. Look, I'm not gonna lie, I've absolutely had some big cheat days. I mean, we're at the holidays right now. There's a good chance I'm gonna have a little dessert this holiday. But I tell you what, the next day I'm gonna do a nice long fast and I'm not gonna have any problem getting back into ketosis. And I've noticed every time I cheat, it's so easy for me to get back into fat burning because I've been doing it for such a long time. And I promise you can get there. Okay, and the last benefit is gonna be simply that the unhealthy cravings go away. After you've been fat adapted for a while, it's just not as bad. And like I mentioned before, you likely won't have problems cooking for your kids, for instance. You won't have problems watching your friends eat a dessert after dinner. And you'll just overall be much more disciplined and mentally strong and physically strong because of the fat adaptation. All right, folks, thanks for sticking around this long. Do me a favor, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe button, and tap that notification bell so you don't miss anything. All right, folks, I'll talk to you next time.